That was a tough one to swallow today. What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel, where today we are recapping Chelsea versus West Ham. Stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge Chelsea fan, which is why we're talking about this game today, even though it was a bit of a shocker for Chelsea. Now, I don't want to take anything away from West Ham because they definitely played out of their freaking minds again. It's one of those teams that they just keep playing really well against the better clubs. I shouldn't say better because West Ham is a good team. They're pretty close, but Chelsea are just a little above them. But they took points away from Liverpool and now taking points from Chelsea. So definitely need to applaud this team and manager David Moyes. He's definitely doing a good job at this club. Maybe they were a bit lucky to get all 3 points in this match. Hard to say, but again, is one of those games that Chelsea hopefully can forget, move on, and just play a lot better. Now, talking about Chelsea, last couple of matches, they've been really struggling, and we haven't kept a clean sheet. We had a goal scored against us against Burnley, which was right before international break. We had Manchester United score a goal. We had Watford score a goal, and now we've had West Ham score a goal. So right now we're having some issues with our defense, and because of that, it's starting to show issues because yes, we are scoring goals, but we're not scoring the goals as much as we need to. So if we had a forward that was scoring a little bit more, yes, we have different players that can score goals, but we've been struggling up top. Now, Romelu Lukaku has been hurt, so I don't want to say anything bad about him. Kai Havertz did pick up an injury this game. Hopefully he's better by next week. And it just seems that we can't get anything clicking for our top guy. And this is going to be a big issue for Chelsea if this doesn't continue to, or doesn't change and continues to happen. Because, like I said, we need to have a player that can keep scoring goals. We can't just rely on our defenders or Mason Mount, even though he is a great player. We have to sometimes have our forwards really step up and score more goals. Now, that being said, we obviously have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Mendy with his game today. Now, I don't want to bash a player ever because I enjoy each and every player, but this is one of those games that hopefully Mendy can go to bed, forget about, and move on, because this was probably his worst game that he's had for Chelsea. And it's just one of those. I think it started off with the Jorginho pass. I mean, I'm not blaming him on that first goal. I think Jorginho needs to play a better ball, even though Mendy can boot that away. But if that doesn't happen, I think this is a whole different game. Mendy, I think, was inside his head after that. Gave away the PK, then they had the goal scored by Lanzini, and therefore tied the game 1-1. After that, Mendy was just having issues throughout this game. Now, I've noticed, though, too, in the last couple of matches that Mendy's been struggling with passing the ball out of the back. Even against Manchester United, he got very fortunate. He played the ball right to Fred, who then just chipped it right back to him. Had that been a goal, I think people have been starting to notice a little bit more, but there seems to be an issue with his passing right now. I'm not too sure what is going on, but hopefully Thomas Tuchel can figure that out and get him back to where he needs to be. Because if that's not the case, that is going to be very difficult, because again, if your goalkeeper is making mistakes like that, your defenders can only do so much. Now, I'm not saying again that this is happening all the time, but I've noticed in the last couple of weeks for Mendy. And then after that, we all saw the goal that gave West Ham the lead at the end. Same thing, I don't think Mendy was expecting a shot or thinking it was going to be a cross. I don't know if it was intended to be a shot, but lo and behold, it went to the back of net, and you can only blame one person, and that is Mendy, because he should save that, and that ball should not go in the back of the net. Now, that's all I'm going to say about Mendy. Otherwise, like I said, I don't think he's been having too bad of a season. Just this game happened to be a terrible, terrible game, and hopefully, like I said, he can forget about that, because lo and behold, Chelsea did really well in this game. Possession-wise, they were 64-36 to West Ham. Shots, they had 19-11. Shots on target, 7-5. Corner kicks, 9-1. So they dominated this game, but just could not put this game away. And that's where you have to applaud West Ham, because they kept fighting this match after going down twice and then coming out and winning this match. So I know Thomas Tuchel will have a lot to say to this club, because this is something that we need to address sooner than later, because it seems like the wheels are starting to fall off a little bit in our defense. Maybe it's because we've been picking up injuries. I think Chilwell, like I said, is a massive missing part to our defense, because, like I said, with him, the way he plays and attacks and defends, it puts a lot more pressure on the other teams that have to sit back and defend more. Not saying Marcus Alonso is not a good player, but he definitely is different and doesn't have the same capabilities as Chilwell, and therefore teams can then attack us on the wings a little bit easier, and that is going to be a huge play that we're going to miss. Obviously, in the midfield too is big. We need Conte or we need Kovacic in there along Jorginho. Not that Ruben Loftus-Cheek isn't doing a good job, because he did play really well today, but we definitely need a player like Kovacic or Conte in that midfield along with Jorginho. So that happens to be the talking points today on this video, recapping the West Ham versus Chelsea game. Like I said, Chelsea currently are top of the table, but most likely by the end of the weekend will not be there, which is a shame because they've done so well this season. But again, it is a very long season. Anything can happen. We still have a lot of games to go, so people can, or teams can still drop points throughout the season, and Chelsea can get right back into that top position. So that is all I have for you today on this defeat for Chelsea. Again, I'm not sure what West Ham have. They have some voodoo with their bubbles, because Alisson had a really shocking game when he was there too with Liverpool. Who knows? I mean, I'm not too sure what happened in this game, but hopefully, like I said, we can forget about it, move on, and go on to our next game, get a clean sheet, and get the 3 points. So that is all I have for you today. If you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube video. I greatly appreciate that. Helps grow this YouTube channel, helps get this video to more and more fans. So that is it, and I will see you next time.